Hey, so it is 10:09, August 27th, the very end of the night before I depart from Sedona, and I went to Cathedral Rock just to get some thoughts together, just to have a little bit of alone time, and just put myself in a more connected space with the energy out here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And I had a conversation with my sister. She's like, "Oh, you're out there being witchy," and I was like, "No, I feel." Well, let me cut back. My sister said something to me that was, she's like, "You don't sound like yourself," and I feel like that's the theme a lot lately. Is people are telling me, "You are not you." I think what this is resonating is you are not you're not your hurt that I recognize. You know, you're not you're not the same, or even on the other end of that, you're not the same absolution of that hurt. You're not the person who's doing good in spite of that I recognize, who's done well for themselves against the odds that I recognize. Since starting this journey of sacred masculinity, it's been transformative in a way that is familiar, in that it is tearing me apart from the inside out, ripping down every ounce of my being as I've come to know myself. Because when I say sacred masculinity, there's a lot of connotations that rise up from that. What is that? What is that? What is masculinity in terms of being sacred? And I could go into an entire, probably hour and a half of what that can mean to a lot of different walks of life and a lot of spectrums of representation. But tonight, and why I needed to do park and just get it out of my head, tonight I listened. And I sat in the concert of the night, and I heard crickets, and I heard the wind. Those crickets, they were calling out. They were calling out to find a mystery in the night. And that's just a very poetic way of saying they were looking for, like, you know, what feeds their sacred masculinity. As a cricket. I'm being coy and cute. But since starting this journey, I've noticed that I am more and more in touch with my male sexuality. I'm noticing my hips and my shoulders, and in a way that's not just aesthetic. In a way that's not just, I'm noticing myself and my own beauty and my own bodaciousness. And in that moment tonight, I broke out my stones and I broke out my singing bowl, and I had this quietness in me, and I was submitting, and I tried to do my singing bowl and tried to do my singing bowl. It wasn't singing. So here's all these little tiny crickets around me, letting off into the night. And I cannot summon. My hand is shaking from trying to be steady. My heart is broken. But here I am, trying to summon a sacred masculine tone from this bowl. It's not working. There's just nothing happening. So I center myself and I breathe. And then from a place that doesn't disrespect the feminine within himself, I used my other hand and I just held the hand holding, the tuner that goes against the side of the bowl. I just held it and said, forgive yourself. You're afraid. Forgive yourself. And forgive your fear. And love yourself. And I just sat with that, holding the full weight of my other hand, trying to hold this other thing that's, trying to make this bowl sing. And I said, you're going to get it, and it's going to be okay. This is all internal dialogue. I'm not telling myself all this as I'm recording it. I then looked at my stones and I looked at my setup, and I realized how grandeur it all was. How the placement of the bowl and all of my little amulets and little, I don't want to say little, but my amulets, my stones, it was all very much on display. I was on display. But I could not sing. I could not get my bowl to sing like these little crickets who were not on display, who were hidden from the world until whatever mystery they called out to found them. I don't know if you're following me yet, but I think oftentimes that's us. We're fully on display, but we can't sing because we're broken. We're shaking. I had to humble myself. I grabbed my singing bowl and I sat on the asphalt. Not knowing really why. And I grabbed my amethyst. And as I sat I did a quick, about turn. And I'm looking the opposite direction of the moon. And I look down where the amethyst is, and it's sitting in my shadow that's being cast by the moon. It is within this shadow that it dawned on me, David, your song resides here. In everything that you're trying to hide is your song to sing out to the mystery that you desire. Because everything you're trying to show may look brilliant, gleaming, and beautiful, and shining, and strong, but it's in that shadow that mystery will find you. Guys, I don't know what you're trying to show, but I need you to just turn around so that you see what that light is casting over, what you've been hiding in that shadow aspect of yourself, because that's your real song to sing. Because it's in that shadow side of yourself that you can collect enough composure to steady your hand. And as I did, the bowl began to sing. The resonance went through the mountains. It was just beautiful. And at that moment, I turned around and the overcast had cleared. The moon showed her face to me. Because she was trying to see what I was doing. This may sound very schizophrenic, rambling. When it's 10:20 in Sedona and you're out at, Trailhead, whatever, Cathedral Rock Trailhead. As my bowl sang, I hear the smallest, like, humming. And I'm like, what is that sound? And it's going all around my head, and it wasn't until later that I even realized what it was. I thought it was just a very tiny, tiny fly or something. But I get up, very proud of myself, and I see this huge flying bug, and it is singing to me. And it must have been the size of my fist, and I'm trying not to, I actually about 3/4 of my hand size, which I guess you wouldn't know. I'll post a picture of my hand with this post. And the moon shining, and I'm thinking to myself, well, hey, stud, I hear you, and you're gonna rock some girl's world one day. And I look up, and I see the most beautiful lunar rainbow. And I remember, oh yeah, I'm gay. And my sacred masculinity attracted the sacred masculinity of this insect who called out to me, answering each other's mystery. Yes, that is my point. And so I'm just very much excited at the discovery of where I can find my song to sing and try it in, like, the populated world. I don't want to go too much into why I'm even out here, but I left Las Vegas a day and a half ago, and it is so convoluted, the space I'm keeping there, that I'm at a precipice, and I'm ready to jump. Not to self-implode or self-destruct. I'm ready to take the leap into the new world that I'm ready to grow in. And I think tonight, I know now what that new world is going to want to peer over my shoulder to see what I'm doing and what song I'm calling out with. And I can confidently allow it in. Hold your space of sacred masculinity. Sing the song of your shadows. And know that you can forgive your fear. Stay sacred, brothers.